Morning, everyone. Welcome to this extremely flattering camera angle that I'm working with this morning. We've got Brian helping us out today. Brian's going to be dropping a ton of links into the chat. Main thing we wanted to do today was get you guys some updates related to some volunteer opportunities, community needs, things like that. I've got a number of questions sent over asking about ways to donate in this kind of the holiday period, but also in the based on what kind of needs are out there right now. So if Brian's there, he's going to start dropping these links in so you can explore all of these places kind of on your own time. And it's a long list, and basically what you need to kind of know is some of the biggest needs right now are still food assistance, and meal prep, grocery delivery, all of that kind of stuff for folks who are either having to prioritize rent over food, or kids over housing, or groceries over clothes, all of that kind of stuff. So what we want to do is I'm just going to run you through kind of what are the major food banks in our area. All of them, every one of them has a need for donations. That's a given. Every organization we're going to name today has a need for donations, whether that's cash donations or food donations. They've all got that need. So we'll give you the websites, and you can kind of look to see which one's closest to you, and look to see which one that you maybe want to support directly. Now, the larger the food banks are still taking volunteers. So if you were looking to do something in person safely, they've been doing it the whole time. Capital Area Food Bank, all of those places, they are taking volunteers to help pack the food. So I'm just going to run you down a list here. One is Food and Friends. And Food and Friends is actually meal delivery. So if you have a vehicle, that's extremely helpful. We've worked with them for Great Day of Service in the past, and they're taking meals directly to vulnerable populations just to do drop-offs. So think driving for Uber Eats or something, except it's it's a set meal delivery time. So you can look at Food and Friends here in DC as one way to maybe volunteer, especially if you've got a car. DC Central Kitchen, similar deal, food prep, food distribution. Their needs are still mostly going to be around donations and things like that, but you may have some volunteer opportunities there as well. And then it's your larger food banks. So Manna Food out in Montgomery County, that's a good place to either be donating or volunteering. All of the food banks are stretched. There was a report Andy Lee sent to me the other day. There was a report on MSNBC, I think, that Chuck Todd did, because I guess he lives in Arlington and regularly works with volunteers with the one, or donates to the one in Arlington. So if you wanted to kind of get a look at what the food banks are experiencing right now, that might be a good report to look up. But Montgomery County, the spot is called Manna. Arlington Food Assistance Center, there in Arlington and Arlington County. And then Capital Area Food Bank in DC. All of those, again, donations and some volunteer opportunities there, if that's what you're looking for. Another one of the questions we've been getting is more around like kind of your standard December holiday type stuff, like toy donations. If that's what you want to do, I think that's great. There's a couple of ways you could look to do that. One would be, and depending on what you want to do. So if you were looking to like go and like sponsor a particular child or a particular family, something like that, and looking kind of at their wish list that you could fulfill, the easiest way to do that is through the Angel Tree program with Salvation Army. So that's down to like personal preference. Salvation Army, not exactly the most inclusive LGBTQ inclusive organization in the world, but neither is the UMC. So take what you can take. get what you can get. But then if you are looking to sponsor a particular child or family, that's a good program. If you're just looking to do some toy donations, then Toys for Tots is a good option, and you can find the locations with the link, the DC one, and I think there might be some ones in the area as well. But everything is on their main website, and then you can narrow down to your more hyper location from there. In the thread of working with children or working with youth, I think the toy donations are nice. Definitely helps keep holiday specials for families if that's how they're celebrating. But I would encourage you to take a look at some of the homeless youth services that are around. Homeless Children Playtime Project is one. It's not like a toy kind of thing, but it's Homeless Children. The Playtime Project works specifically with within and around the shelters, and can be a really great way to support kids who are in a vulnerable space. And they do a variety of things, with programmatically structured playtime or like field trips when we're back in a place where we can do that kind of thing. But it's a good way to support youth in a vulnerable position, and kind of make that type of contribution. Another really good organization to take a look at in terms of homeless youth services would be Sasha Bruce, also here in DC. And again, all of these organizations are in need of donations. Not all of them can take volunteers right now, but the donation need now, yes, but all year long as well. But if you were looking for ways to make impacts on children's lives right now, I recommend those to you. And then we continue our working with our regular partners around homeless services and food services for unhoused individuals. So, continuing to support places like Miriam's Kitchen, Bread for the City, Pathways to Housing, and like Christ House. Those are all great options. Christ House is a small residential medical facility for unhoused neighbors who are either sick or recovering from things like surgeries. And we would normally be there every first Saturday of the month to prep lunch. We can't be in there cooking right now, but they continue, obviously, their meal service for all of their residents, and that might be a good one to consider supporting right now. And they continue to support the community organizing work that goes on. Groups like One DC, who are also doing a lot of work with the mutual aid networks, and then one of our main partners, the Washington Interfaith Network, who continue to do a lot of organizing right now around affordable housing and the types of affordable housing that will be built in the coming years, and things that are already planned. And we want to make sure that actual affordable housing, a third is the call right now. A third affordable for 0% to 33% area median income, and then going up from there. It usually ends up being top heavy, like the 80% area median income, so people that are making closer to $90,000 a year, $80,000 a year, that kind of stuff. But we've got a dearth of supply of affordable housing at those really deeply affordable levels, so we'll continue organizing on that. The Bread for the City link that we've put in here today is going to take you to a listing of the mutual aid networks in DC. The mutual aid networks are neighborhood specific, and doing a lot of doing good work neighbor to neighbor, not organization to neighbor, but neighbor to neighbor. And so if you go on that Bread website and you see one that's nearby you, you can reach out to them and contact them to learn about what their specific needs are. It might be like, oh, there's a family that needs a laptop for a kid in our neighborhood so they can do virtual learning. It might be this family needs groceries, but it's hyper local. So if you wanted to look more specifically to your neighborhood, check that list out. Support the mutual aid networks. They're doing good work, and they're all over. So it's pretty easy to find one that's close by to you. That's a lot, and that's a lot of links. We'll consolidate this into kind of one form because I know people are going to keep asking and continue to look for ways that if it's within your ability right now, give. If it's within your ability right now to go and volunteer, then go and volunteer. And I think, and even like over on Capitol Hill, Christ United Methodist Church, they're still pumping out breakfast meals. It's not a huge operation, and you definitely need to check in before you try to show up to something like that. But I know that there's been founding members that have done that for years and years. Michael Stevens is one, and I think I was doing that recently as well. So that might be another one worth checking out for you. If it's within your ability and within your risk tolerance, then go check it out. We'll continue to keep you updated. Hope you can have a happy Friday, and we will see you on Sunday, 11:15 for worship. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Do whatever you can to continue to help each other. Stay safe. Keep yourself safe. Wear your mask. See you soon. Bye-bye.